So, all right. So, Joey, you got a half hour. Also, can I just say this? Here's another thing. Is that you and I are similar in this way. Also, is that we get like 3 or 4 lines in a movie. You know, like I remember, like I watched that movie Taxi, not Taxi Driver, but the Jimmy Fallon Queen Latifah one.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
You're in that movie, right?
Yeah.
And I remember watching the movie, going, the only thing I remember is Joey Diaz being in it. He's so funny. Or Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You remember Spider-Man?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah.
You were in that. The second one, I mean. You were in that.
14 days, one line.
2 weeks?
Those are the good old days.
Yeah.
Overtime.
Yeah.
Drinking pomegranate juice, smoking dope in my green room and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 2 weeks,
Damn.
one line. Joey, you're too big to be hanging out in the train. Go to the,
Yeah.
Go to the green room. When I booked it, it was one day.
Yeah.
And then they called me in June. They go to wardrobe. And when I went to wardrobe, they're like, you start working next week. I'm like, what are you talking about? I got July 31st. They're like, nah. Those are the good old days.
Good
man.
old days.
They let you sit for 2 days.
Or you're like in your trailer and you fall asleep for like 7 or 8 hours, and you open your eyes, you don't know where you are, and then you get a knock, and then some nerd.
We're not going to use you today.
Yeah. You go home, and you're like, wow, that was a great nap.
That was fucking great.
Yeah.
Lobster tails on Friday. On Spider-Man 2, lobster tail on Friday. And white people still be eating salads and apple pie. I'm eating lobster tails to go. I got 19 lobster tails.
Yeah.
I'm shoving lobster tail in every pocket.
Have you ever done a movie where you weren't even in it at all? Where like they cut it out?
I think I just did that. I did that movie about Howard Hughes, and I played a gangster. But I was in my trailer when they called, and the 2 gangsters sat in the booth. So I sat across from Alec Baldwin, and I think they cut it out because nobody said nothing to me that they saw me in the movie. I got a check. It's so funny how I get residual checks from movies I'm not even in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I get checks for some reason, but then I get my checks too, and I cash them all the same.
I did that movie, Paul. I'm in the director's cut or whatever, but in the original cut, I remember like, driving away from that scene and going, wow, that was really good. I made everyone laugh. You know what I mean? And you get really pumped up, and you tell people about it. I'm in that new Simon Pegg movie, right? And it comes out, and they go, you weren't in it. And you're like, oh, fuck, my bad.
When you text me your address the other day, I'm not going to repeat it. I go, I know this street. I just don't know where it is. And when I looked it up, I go, this is my old coke dealer street.
Whoa.
He used to stay open till 2. So everything.
Wait, business hours?
This is
Yeah.
He had business hours from 11 to 2. And
8 p.m. to 2. It's 3 hours?
11 a.m.
Oh,
to
wow.
2.
That's long hours.
He would get drunk from 4 to 7, so you couldn't call him. He never sell coke from 4 to 7.
No.
But his tip-top hour. And then he shortened my curfew till 1. If you don't have no cash, it's 1.
Wow.
If you got cash, it's 2. If you're fronting, you got till 1. I would leave La Jolla Comedy Store at 11:45.
Yeah.
And I would get right here by 1 in the morning.
Whoa.
I could do La Jolla in an hour and 15, an hour 20. I'd do 90 or 80 all the way to the border.
Yeah.
Where they ask you to stop for fruit. And from there to Irvine, I'd do 100. 100. With no registration, no insurance, barely brake pads.
That brings up a story. Jack. I remember one time I was in my hotel room in San Diego, like by Tijuana, and it was like 2 p.m. I was sleeping in this hotel room, and I get a call, and they go, "Are you at the table, Reed?" And I was so drugged out, right? Because I had just gotten pills from Tijuana. I'm like, I have a table, Reed? How fucking embarrassing is that?
Jesus.
I'm so drugged out, I can't even make it to a fucking network table read for a show.
Dog, I did a movie. I booked a movie called Pizza and Bullets.
Sounds great.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And they had the girl from The Godfather. But I went and shot the first scene, and I'm like, I'm not going back.
you did it.
And the next day, I had a 6 a.m. call, and I got coked up to the gills. And they came knocking on my door, and I went out and I grabbed the kid, threw him and shit. And they called the cops. It was hysterical. They're like, don't you want to be in this movie? I'm like, I never want to be in your fucking movie again. The casting director called me and said he'd never book me again. He was going to call everybody.
Fuck Pizza and Bullets.
Tell them that I was a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the director called me, and I yelled at him. And now the director's trying to be my friend on LinkedIn. Fuck him. him. Fuck him. I don't even have Lincoln, but I saw his name. I'm like, look at this fucking creepy dude.